quad god. Where does that come from?
This is more like a funny, interesting story. So I guess it comes from, so I landed my first quad, which is a quad sow, at around 13 to 14.
Wow.
And I wanted to change my name on Instagram first, like my Instagram handle. And I was like, oh, I landed a quad first, so quad god, there it is. Okay, let's put it in. And then I never really thought about it deeply, like, oh, it's just a username. And from there, everyone's like, why'd you name yourself Quad God? You only have one quad. And I'm like, well, now that I think about it, maybe I should try to land all of them to get the Quad God status.
So in a name, you set a bar for yourself that you then not only met, but exceeded.
Yes.
Yeah, Quad God almost speaks solely to the technical aspect of what you do, but not to the artistry, which is layered in every one of your routines. Why is that so important to you to have that artistry as well?
I think it also comes with backstory of always being known as the jumper, always being known as only the jumper in skating. And, you know, to some degree, it did annoy me. It did piss me off, like just being known as the jumper, because, you know, you don't really have a good chance of winning if you're just jumping. You really have to have the whole package. You have to have the artistry, the creativity, the mental strength, the physical strength. You also have to be able to manage everything. It's all really just so complex and so deep to another level that, you know, the average non-sports fan, I don't think would understand what goes into this sport.
Both your parents are Olympians. What was that like growing up with them? So you put on skates. Did they try to push you onto the ice to follow in their skating tracks?
I'd say it's the complete opposite. They did not want me to skate at all. They wanted me to do something else, and because they know they went through all those years of hard work, dedication, commitment to, you know, get to where they were, two-time Olympians, and now they coach skating. So they were like, oh, we don't want another skater in our family. But here I am, me and my sister skate now. So it's like, okay.
Tell me about your mom. Why did you choose her last name for your professional name?
I don't know. I think they chose that because it's easier to pronounce than my dad's last name.
Pronounce your father's last name.
Skorniakov.
It's not too bad.
Yeah, but when you see it on like paper and you have to try to read it, then they're like, what is this? I don't understand.
And they must have learned this the hard way as they were growing up in the sport.
Maybe. I would assume so. They didn't really talk about their skating.
Oh, really?
It's very interesting. Yeah, they didn't really talk about what they did and how they placed or what they skated to, or just about their skating. Like, I talked to them about that. They said that now it's kind of like they're all focused on me and it's more about me.
Who is a harder coach on you?
Definitely say my mom. She's like bad cop. She's like very like strict, and she really wants me to be on top of everything.
Explain that. What does that mean?
You always have the strict parent and like the chill parent, or like the strict coach and the chill coach. So it's kind of like she wants me to always like, she's like pushing me, trying to get me to like just do, like not be lazy and just really work, while my dad's like, yeah, like you can chill.
Have there been moments when your parents who are in that coach mode are telling you to pull back, to take your time with exploring a routine and a difficult routine, and then you there on the other side saying, no, I'm going for it?
There's been a lot of moments like that. I think, well, as first it was more like a joke about trying to land the quad axel. It's more like, oh, like I want to try to land the quad axel, see what happens. Like it wasn't too serious, and they were like, yeah, haha, it's real funny, a joke. And, you know, then they started to notice that like I was starting to be more like involved in really trying to shoot for that quad axel, like, oh, like he's not joking. So yeah, there's been a few times where, you know, there's like, I'm not sure if this is, and I'm like, no, I'm telling you, I'm gonna give this like 100%, and this is just, I will get it done, I will achieve it.
Can you take me through the technical components of performing a quad axel?
So you need to be able to use your power, use your muscle to gain enough speed to be able to then lift yourself into the air and to get enough torque to be able to create 4.5 rotations. And you're all doing this on one leg, 8 times your body weight, the force that you land with.
How high are you jumping in order to execute this?
I don't know, I haven't really thought about it or looked, but I've heard from numbers so as like 2.5 feet.
Okay. That's quite some height in order to execute this.
I think so. I think for skaters, the perception of height kind of changes once you start skating. It's like, oh, it's not that high, but
Well, that ice isn't giving you any bounce. That is
No.
all in your legs
no,
and in
that
the
is
movement.
that is all physics. That is all physics going.
I was
into
getting
the
there.
air,
I was going to try to sound smart. Thank you for taking my one intelligent line. That is all physics. What does it feel like for you as you are rotating like that?
It's just, well, I can tell you what I see is just like a blur in the air. But it feels like you're just in the air and you're spinning and then you land because it happens all so fast, like in less than a second.
What does it feel like for you when you land that axel?
When I first landed it, I was really surprised, and some of the times that I'd go for it, I would not expect to land it, but I'd be able to land it, and I was like, oh my God, I just did that. Nowadays, it's always becomes comfortable, and you're like, oh, it's more like muscle memory, and you're able to kind of consistently land exactly how you want it to. But that also takes a lot of practice because especially with that thin blade, everything has to be so precise, everything has to be like literally perfect. It's, there's no such thing as perfect, but this has to be perfect. Everything you do. One small mistake on a certain move that will throw off everything.
How do you do this? Have you ever thought about how you've achieved that?
The human body can do amazing things. And I guess I'm one of them.
I mean, you're living proof. You've talked about quint before. Is it, from a physics standpoint, possible?
I do believe it's possible, and I think that you have to just prepare yourself mentally and physically, so of course you don't get injured, but it's also, I say this for anything, when you go for something, you have to commit 100% because you can't just go for it and last minute bail out on anything in skating. Especially, like, I compare this analogy for something simple like a backflip. When you go for a backflip, you have to go there, you have to commit fully, you have to tuck, because if you jump up and you just let go last moment, you're basically gonna end up on the floor, either hitting your head or worse. So,
is a quint the number 5 in your future?
I think it will be in the future, in the next year or two.
You have, right from out of the gate, been incredible. I'm thinking back to 2022. You came in second at the Nationals. I know that there was talk at that point of you going to the Olympics then. It didn't happen. How tough was that for you?
And to be honest, I think if it wasn't for that decision, I don't think I'd be here in this moment. I feel like I would be, after 26, I'd be done skating.
Elaborate
and
on that.
I don't think that
That's
I'd be
interesting.
landing a quad axel or trying to really revolutionize the sport or just pushing the limits of my own capabilities or the sport in general.
So in a way, it sounds like 2022 was really a pivotal moment for you.
I think that's the best way to describe it.
And it's not just your own words. I mean, when you look at what followed, you had so much success. National champion, 2-time world champion. So all of this comes from proving people wrong and proving to yourself that you can do things that haven't been done before.
I think that's also kind of my personality, is like, I really like to kind of own up and say, like, if someone doesn't believe in me, I really like, no, watch, I'll do it. I'll prove you wrong.
Why do you think skating is so special, especially in the Winter Olympics?
There can be different audiences watching. That you can have the audience that is really interested in the athleticism and the power and the strength of the skaters, or how fast they're skating. And then there's also the side that's really interested into the choreography, the artistry, the creativity, and just the interesting performances that the skaters do. It's extremely difficult. Not only do you have to perform all these crazy technical elements. Not only you have to do this choreography that you're given to by your choreographer, but you also have to make it look really good. You have to perform it in front of thousands of people in an arena or in front of TV screens, in front of cameras, puts a lot of pressure and nerves. And on top of that, you're all being scored for how well you do it.
How do you do all of that given the hurdles you've just listed off? I mean, dealing with the crowds alone and then performing at your finest moment for them.
Asking me this a few years ago, I would say, I don't know, I just wing it. But now it's a lot of deeper process. I think it always comes with experience. I think the more and more you do something, the more comfortable it becomes.
You do know how to ignite the crowd. What kind of role does the crowd play in your performance? And how do you channel your energy into the crowd?
I think it works both ways, that the program you do and how you skate really impacts the crowd, but also the crowd really impacts you as well. It seems a little ironic, but the crowd also helps you get through the rest of the program. Like for me, I notice when, I'm like, oh, like when is this gonna end? I'm starting to get really like tired and sore, and then you just hear the crowd starting to cheer you on, and like you really get that excitement. You're like, oh, they're still cheering me on. Like, okay, like yes, I'm gonna keep going. I'm gonna keep fighting to the end.
So it's not just nice to hear, it fuels you.
Yes, it really fuels you, and I think a lot of skaters will agree on that the crowd help and inspiration just helps us continue to push ourselves and to keep going through our performances and to reach new heights and new levels.
How do you channel your nerves?
Like, for me, they're still there, and I think for a lot of skaters maybe that they'll still feel nervous a little bit and on the inside, but it's always more like you get on the ice, and once that music starts, you're always in this like autopilot zone or tunnel vision that you just like, okay, now I just need to let my muscle memory take over and just, think of it as it was like a practice.
What do you hope that the Olympic experience is for you?
I don't know. I've always heard different things from Olympic athletes that they say that, oh, like it's fun to, travel or to compete on a really huge stage in front of everyone and a lot of millions of people watching, but I think it's more fun as for the, just getting to meet all the different people, different countries, the different sports for the Olympics. So I'm really excited to, meet all the other sports and, hope to get to watch their events and kind of see similarities and differences in how we train, how we eat, the sports in general, and just kind of get to connect and kind of use that an advantage to kind of build off of each other and support each other bigger than just our, own individual sport.